Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. So do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey.
We are live.
We're so live. We're so live.
Don't care. Why don't you shoot up some folks today, ass? You know? Shut your mouth!
No one even invited you.
What up, Deuce?
So glad we can bully the person in the invisible person in the corner.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh, cheers.
Go Kane.
a little eggnog, huh? It's Christmas pretty much.
It's Christmas. It's November 9th.
In my head, it's Christmas. That's what I have to do. Hey, happy Sunday night. Appreciate you guys. The true basketball sickos hanging out with us tonight after the Kings got clapped again on the home floor, this time to Minnesota. 144
Yikes.
to 117. My goodness.
Yeah.
That was as brutal as it gets, especially after what happened last game against OKC. Like, make no mistake. Like, we know these teams they're playing are good. Okay, let's not be like outrageous.
Yeah.
But like, my goodness,
We've seen much better losses.
Yeah.
Like we in these type of losses, they're going to come in a season when you don't have a good team, right? And you're going to get frustrated. That's what you're going to do. It happened last game against OKC. You can't repeat it. You can't do it again.
Oof.
What?
Sorry, I had to adjust my headphones after you screamed like that. Don't give me the look.
You want me to like tell you that my ears bleed every time you open your stupid mouth? Like, because they do.
Forgot to hit the slide back there. Don't worry, not turning on the beam one. Gotta get that background light. It's a little plain back there, right? Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, appreciate you guys being with us tonight. If you haven't done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Shout out to the live crew filtering in. Oh, man. Banta, Aaron, Anthony. What's up, Virga? Richard's in the building with Hector. Said, acknowledge me. Just acknowledge you. What's up, Caddy? Sack. Boost is in the building. Morgan, can you do me a favor?
Mm-mm.
You're not going to say hi to Biggity Blake?
What's up?
What's wrong with you?
That was kind of mean.
It was just a lot. You're going to hang on to that? Out of everything tonight, everything you witnessed tonight, you're going to be hang on to me for getting on you about screaming, and there's blood coming out of my ear right now. Look at that.
Show the camera. Show the
Just
camera.
wiped it on your...
Then re-get the blood and show the camera.
Freak the plug. What is wrong with you? What's up, Manny? Hey, Brian's in the building too. Appreciate you guys so much. What is up, Shock? All right. Yeah, that was hideous. And there's a lot to dissect from tonight's game, huh?
Yeah.
So-
Oddly enough, yeah.
Let's do it. Deuce and Mo. Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Sunday night. Kings back on the home floor after getting destroyed by OKC. They welcome in the Minnesota Timberwolves, a really good T-Wolves team. They've got Ant back. They just came off a beatdown of the Utah Jazz. But, oh no, Domantas Sabonis is back. Kings change the starting lineup again. Precious Achiuwa in it. Russ to the bench. Sabonis back. What was the result? An ugly performance because the Kings failed down the stretch in the second quarter. Anthony Edwards outscored the Kings in the final 4.5 minutes of the second quarter. He scored his first points with about 4:24 to go in that second quarter, and at halftime he had 16 points. They continue on into the third quarter. Sacramento loses this one tonight, 144 to 117. They have allowed 130 plus points in 3 of the last 4 games. Kings are now 3-7 after 10 games. This podcast is always presented by our friends at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
I'm good, Deuce.
You're good?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Just hanging in there.
Tough times, my friend. Tough
Yeah.
times. Also looking at the fact that tonight the Kings allowed 40 points in the second quarter and 40 points in the third quarter.
Yep.
The
they
fewest
sure
amount
did.
of points they gave up was in the first quarter tonight, 31.
Yeah.
So, where do we start with this one? My goodness, this team just looks absolutely lost. And, part of it, realistically, I didn't expect this team to be some defensive juggernaut. We saw some good compete from them the first few games of the season.
Absolutely.
We're like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
And, even the Milwaukee-Denver game where they gave up a lot of points, you're like, yeah, but they're playing the right. They're getting stops.
Yep.
They're sharing the
Doing
ball.
everything they can. Yeah.
And now the last couple of games, it's like letting off the rope. And I know Sabonis was out and then he came back tonight, but my goodness, like it just from the jump tonight looked bad.
Yep. Yeah.
What stood out to you?
It's tough because a lot of different things throughout this game stood out to me. I'm just going to start with this one because it's frustrating. Seeing Domas out there grabbing his rib cage, his ribs, whatever, his side, I hated it more than anything in the world. And there's times when that is needed and you're like, wow, they're fighting through. They're doing everything they can. Wow, what a teammate. Yeah. Yeah. No. We're how many games into this season? And on top of that, we need every healthy body out there. Sure, you don't have a whole bunch of bigs on this team to just play and be like, they can replace Domas. I get it. But holy shit, you needed some just like able bodies out there doing their thing that can do everything and leave it all out there. And I just felt like that from the start set a little bit of an icky tone for me.
When I saw that he was coming back, I was like, oh, cool. Maybe he's feeling a lot better. And then I read this right before the game from Jason Anderson over the Sacramento Bee, who tweeted, I spoke to Kings center Domantas Sabonis after his warm-ups. Breathing is labored, and he's still feeling a sharp stab in his ribs.
Yep.
But he's going to play tonight versus the Timberwolves. The quote from Sabonis, I love the game, and we're not winning, so you want to try to turn things around.
I do not blame him for a second for wanting to be out there,
Sure,
for fighting through it, for trying to do what you want to do. But then that's when it comes on Doug and the coaching staff. If the training staff's saying he's fine, a good enough, whatever, and giving him the okay, then it comes down to everyone else being like, that's not good enough for what we need to accomplish out here.
Yeah, and look, a rib issue is just one of those things that takes a long time to heal. There's not really anything you could do. It's like a waiting game, and it sucks. So, there's some players who'd be like Sabonis did. Like, okay, what's my pain tolerance? Can I manage this? I don't know how much it impacted him today or if it was just a discomfort thing. But all I know is early on, it felt like, it was. I mean, the first plays of the game, he was like grabbing at his left side. And it was clear it was bugging him. Yes. And then tonight, he just had a really rough game. I mean, Gobert was absolutely dominant. And Sabonis ends up in this game with a double-double. But when you really look at it, I mean, he had 20 points, 13 rebounds, 5 of 17 shooting.
Yeah.
5 of 17. There's so many times. By the way, that includes 5 of 14 in the paint. where he's trying to play bully ball on Gobert. And it's like, man, if you're not right, you just need to take a beat because guess what? You did come back tonight. You came back and your team had been losing. You came back. You want to be out there for your team. Well, you got smacked tonight. And part of it was you. There were some mistakes made by him offensively, by everybody defensively, but even him defensively. You were talking post-game about a specific play where his pick and roll coverage where Gobert setting a screen on that, right angle for Ant. Levine gets around it, but Sabonis like dropped off and Ant just walks into a three. Levine kind of trailed to contest it, but you got to be at the level.
He was trying to navigate it. And yes, and that's where Sabonis just needed to be at the level because Gobert was so far out along the 3-point line. It wasn't like Sabonis had to be like, oh, I got to watch Gobert on this slip.
Even so, you had Precious Achiuwa, who was already cheating over to be there and help to protect if Gobert was on that roll and Ant found him. But Ant was shooting it, and he buries the three. And so, yeah, I mean, you admire Sabonis' toughness. I think that's one of the things with some players, though. It's like some of these real tough players who are like, hey, I'm going to fight through everything. It's a challenge because they will fight through everything.
Yeah.
They have this pride, but at points, it hurts your team when you're out there.
If someone were to ask me, what would you do? I would have done the same thing. Absolutely, I'm fighting through. But this is why I keep putting on like everyone else. People, I could say I want to do something, but people that have the power to put me in and out of the game could make that choice and could make that judgment call. And I just felt like the judgment call should have been different, especially in the fourth quarter when they're up 26 points and Sabonis is checking back into the game. I'm like, for what?
Yeah, I didn't get it. I mean, it was actually 8:52 to go. The score was 121-92. And Sabonis and Levine checked back in. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, why? Why? I mean, the guy is bad. I'd give him any rest possible at this point. Like, chill. You could play Eubanks, get him some minutes. If you want to go with Max Reynaud, by the way, Max Reynaud playing 3 straight games. I know it was not a full game, but played last night in Stockton the night before in Sacramento against OKC. But like, you have some options there and just let some of these young guys do their thing. So that's the Sabonis thing where it's like, yeah, you tip your cap for toughness, but also like there's a line here. It's 10 games in. Like you're clearly laboring. Like if you're struggling to set screens the same way because you're bracing yourself for impact, or you're trying to, you can't really outstretch your arms the same way to contest a shot, that's going to be problematic, especially for a guy who's not known for being a rim protector anyway.
They were hunting him too.
Oh, absolutely.
Knowing, like Rudy Gobert was putting the ball on the ground and like going to the basket.
19 points for Gobert. He had 12 rebounds, 5 blocks. Gobert was 9 of 10 shooting in this game.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I mean, it was just an easy night at the office for Minnesota. The next one is just the defense. And look,
God,
guys, I know the defense isn't supposed to be good. We're aware of it. We've talked about the size issues. I mean, I feel like at every podcast this offseason, before the season, in the preseason, during the regular season, we've talked about the shortcomings, right? But there's like a level of compete you need to see. And like, you're just not seeing it the last couple of games where it's like, I mean, even tonight, Zach LaVine postgame was talking about, hey, defensively, we got to bring it a little more. He talked about one play being frustrated and like not running back on defense, because he's frustrated. He goes, I got to get back. But, it's human nature sometimes and that those things happen. I'm like, okay, even if that's true, human nature, yeah, you get frustrated. Maybe you mess up and don't run back. I don't want to see it. I saw him do that in the Denver game too. And it resulted in a missed shot. He came back late, got a rebound, ended up being a king score. So you forget about it. But if you're upset with a perceived missed call on the other end, you have to keep playing. You cannot afford. The margin for error is so slim with this team, and you're not going to run back. And that's just one example.
For sure.
We're just talking about like basic, like, dude, get in a stance, communicate, talk, play physical. I mean,
it's not like line drives were happening and they're just bigger, they're just stronger, and so guys couldn't stop them with their body. There was no body there to stop the other body.
Has Anthony Edwards ever had a game where it was just so easy to like? I mean, he was missing shots early, start 0 for 5 or whatever it was, but after that, once he got going, I mean, he had all the space in the world.
He looked like he was going through like practice drills at times. And,
Yeah.
and I don't mean it to say that to throw shade or to be disrespectful. That is literally with my eyeballs what it looked like at times for Ant out there against this Kings defense. And I think he felt that same way. And he was feeling confident with anything that was thrown at him.
Some of the numbers that you might need like a puke bag or you're like puke guy on the floor.
Oh, no.
Allowing 60 plus points in the paint. Back-to-back games, 64 points in the paint. Minnesota, 31 fast break points. They hit 18 of 46 from three. They scored 37 points off the Kings turnovers tonight.
Oh, my God.
I mean, Morgan, the Kings had 18 turnovers that turned into 37 points. Did they score every time? Every time there was a turnover? Like math-wise, it seems that way. 37 points off turnovers?
Did you? And you said the 31 fast break points in all of those? Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not like turnovers. You have 18 turnover games. Like, here's an example. Minnesota they turned the ball over 11 times tonight. Kings scored 10 points off their turnovers. I mean,
I get it. I get it. Minnesota is really good in so many different ways. They're
a really good team.
Really good team. Absolutely. But we've seen this Kings team that is not even that good of a team, but have very good individuals come together and show a level of compete in some of these losses where you're just like, holy shit, that was actually fun. I know they lost, but this was fun, and this was fun, and this was fun. There was like nothing fun about tonight's game, what the Kings were giving as a team and as individuals.
Yeah. And some of it is just what we've talked about so many times with the roster construction. Okay?
Yeah.
You've got 8,000 guards on this team.
For sure.
And this is also not fantasy basketball.
Right.
Right? Like, yeah, would I take Zach LaVine on my fantasy team and put Sabonis on the roster and DeMar DeRozan? And could I have some success on a fantasy basketball team? Absolutely. But this ain't fantasy basketball.
No.
You got to be able to guard in this league. You got to be able to have a cohesive unit. You got to have, roster balance. You're just not seeing any of that. And I think the shame in tonight is so much. Again, I'm not getting worked up over wins and losses so much this year because my expectations are low. But it's just like this. I'm not watching this. And I'm telling you, I think fans, you felt it in the building tonight, right?
Yes.
There was some really energy in the building.
Yeah.
When you have a group of veterans and this is happening, fans can't get down with it. Now, if it's a whole bunch of young guys and like, hey, they're just not good enough, but they're fighting and they're clawing, and they're making some mistakes, and Minnesota came in and just smacked them around because they're the veteran team, they've got championship aspirations, you get it. Hopefully you learn some lessons. Yep. But right now you're watching a group where it's a whole bunch of, talented individual players who are playing the majority of the minutes while other guys are not getting the opportunity that they probably deserve that could probably get just as good as results as this.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with it. We want Keon's chance tonight. And those were loud because we did not see Keon for the first 3 quarters of this game. I'm starting to call him Mr. Fourth Quarter now. And not because he dominates the fourth quarter, because that's what he plays. He's Mr. Fourth Quarter. He plays in the fourth quarter. But all jokes aside, the Sacramento Kings are nowhere near a good enough team, let alone a good enough defensive team, to not be playing Keon Ellis. And you could tell me about Keon's flaws. I'm aware of them. I'm not acting like this guy is the best defender in NBA history here. But I can tell you this. He's probably the Kings' best defender right now.
Especially on
That's
ball.
healthy.
Or at least yeah.
And look, is he going to be able to lock down everyone? No, because he has issues. Sometimes he fouls too much, a little handsy. Okay. They're going to be guards who are stronger than him.
Ant take an angle on him, and then Zach had to come over and help, and then we're getting corner 3. Okay. Seen that on other guys too.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm seeing an effort from Keon. I am seeing an engagement from him. I'm seeing him play the passing lanes, shoot the gaps.
He was getting deflections as soon as he was in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's diving on the floor and the crowd's into it. And so he may not be the perfect, he's not like some, oh my God, defensive versatility. He can guard 5 positions. But you know what? I know he can guard somebody out there.
Yeah.
And you know what else he can do? He can hit a 3. So, like, not to play Keon Ellis is a tough one. And this is what we talked about. When you have 8,000 guards, whose minutes are going to get hit? It's going to be someone like Keon, who's in a contract year. That's really tough for him. I just look at this and go, when is December 15th? Because that's usually the date where like all the contracts that were signed last year, and now you can start trading them. When's that come so that you could start getting the trade stuff happening? It's tough right now, and you have to exert some patience. I have to tell myself about it too. There's going to be change. This team is going to get younger. I mean, there's no other pathway for them. They have to get younger. They have to get more athletic. When I watch Keon do his thing, I'm watching Nique Clifford play in the first quarter. The best group in the first quarter. And I'll shut up in a second, Morgan, because I've been talking for 7 minutes straight here. I'm realizing it. All right? Here, you put some seasoning on that for me. I'll keep cooking. In that first quarter, when the Kings started to make some noise in that game and got back into it a little bit, it was Malik Monk, Russell Westbrook, Nique Clifford, Levine, Eubanks. You just saw some hustle. Even Precious Achiuwa, who got the start. I'm like, God, as a fan, I'd rather watch Russ, Keon, Precious Achiuwa, Nique Clifford, Eubanks, Keelan, whoever. They're going to go out there, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to play hard. They're going to play discipline. They're going to rebound the ball. They're going to share the ball. They're going to push the pace. That's the basketball that I want to see. I think a lot of people want to see that they can stomach that because you can see the end result of young players growing together, getting a draft pick, hitting on the draft, and building something. But right now, you're not really building anything because you are 3-7 with a whole bunch of old players that don't really mesh together. They're flawed defensively, and it's not very fun.
That's it. And it's especially been that the last 2 games. But I think where the frustrations have built is even in some of those losses when you are talking about a guy like Keon Ellis, and it's like, wait, Doug is talking about defense and how if you're playing defense, you're going to be out there. And Sean Cunningham had mentioned this to us on our pregame show. He's like, but then why aren't you playing the guy that is known for his defense? You know, like, shouldn't he be playing then? And everyone feels that. Obviously, a lot of fans feel that. And I get it. There could be different things that this coaching staff, that this organization sees behind the scenes or at practice with Keon that maybe they don't like, or they do want to try, or they don't want to try. Totally get it. We're not all seeing everything 100%. But from what we have seen, it doesn't make sense at times. And so I understand the frustration, but I also understand too of just like trying to find the flow of rotating these guys differently. For example, Russ has been probably the best player for the Kings since he's been here.
Yeah, I mean, Levine got off to a really hot start. Let's just say the last week.
Okay, yeah,
Westbrook
there we go.
Probably been their best player.
There we go. Fair. I meant, yes. I was like, where am I in time? Yeah. So in the last week, let's say for Russ, crashing the boards, triple-double in that Dubs win, scoring, knocking down his threes, like playing defense, but bringing also a different type of leadership that we have not seen in Sacramento, right? So he's doing all these things. Okay, how do you mix that combo of him and some of the young guys? And even if you want to start some of the older guys, how do you navigate rotating them out differently than what it is right now? Because when I'm seeing Nique Clifford play a couple minutes here and then not even play again until like the fourth quarter, and then when he is playing in the fourth quarter and you're about to have Dennis Schroder come in to check in for him, but instead he's dropping dimes left and right, getting assists here, getting assists there, getting that spray 3 and getting a turnaround jumper in the paint. So then you put Dennis Schroder back on the bench. Yeah, you got to just keep letting him play even before thinking about Dennis Schroder coming in and checking in for him. Like, you got to give him that time and that confidence. What?
We're just cooking tonight. I like this, man. I'm just watching. I was like, whoa, this is like an Iron Chef. The judges, let me taste that.
What plate of food? What did you just taste?
That's good. Let me taste some of this. This is from the game tonight?
Okay, the game, yeah. Ew.
All right.
That was so gross.
Stupid bit. That was a dumb bit.
That was really dumb.
You strike out.
I wasn't sure.
I ruined your cooking segment by doing an Iron Chef.
And you were totally committed. I was just asking, and I was like, oh, I'm cooking mac and cheese with 3 different cheeses was where I was going to go.
Yeah. It was great. And I cooked it like a really nice.
What did you cook?
Ooh, I cooked a little creme brulee. What is that? What is? I don't even know what creme brulee is. I was trying
No, you did not just say that. It's a dessert.
Is it like a banana thing or something?
No, that's
What?
creme brulee is like a whole bunch of fuck ton of sugar and like you toast it on top, so then you crystallize it. But what is it, like custard in there?
Okay, like you know.
Yeah, creme brulee.
All right. So okay, so you kind of hit on Russ and Nique. I want to go back to Russ for a second.
Go.
Russ not in the starting lineup tonight. I understood the move to put more size up front because, you know, Minnesota with Randall, Gobert, and McDaniels, like they've got some decent size up front. You put Precious in there. He's athletic. He's got size. Like, okay, like he can try his best to deal with someone like Julius Randle. That's a tough matchup for anybody. But like, okay, the challenge is now you're like, who are you taking out? And they take out Westbrook. And I'm like, okay, Russ can come off the bench and do his thing, but what the challenge here is like this guy has been so good the last few games, and playing some great basketball, and then tonight he ends up just playing 16 minutes. Part of it a blowout, sure, but like it's just weird that the guy who's been cooking the last couple of games plays 16 minutes coming off the bench. I'm like, and what's the answer? I guess is the question, Deuce. I mean, yeah, you would have had to like take out Schroder and put him on the bench, and like,
sure.
Do you do that? You know, in game 10 of the season when you just signed him. That goes to the other point of this is you ask, well, why this? Why that? I feel like no one wants to actually just say this, but this is just the reality. And we've talked about this in previous years. It's because like Zach LaVine makes a lot of money, right? It's because DeMar DeRozan like makes money, and you may want to like move some of these guys in the future. Sabonis, they make good money, and they're going to play. Can you maximize their value and move off some of them potentially in the future, right? Like that's kind of the reality of it.
Yeah.
But it's not I'm not saying it like it's an excuse or a good thing, but like that's what's unfortunate. But if you're truly trying to like change the culture, to me, the guys that like have the identity that like Scott Perry and Doug Christie have talked about wanting that like defend, right?
Yeah.
What are the 6 principles?
Oh shit.
Like
the pillars.
tough,
compete,
competitive, accountable, disciplined, and some other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 6 of them on there.
There's 6 of them. Anyway, you think I would have them memorized by now.
Someday.
But my point being is Keon fits those.
Yeah.
Nique Clifford fits those. Keegan fits those. Russ fits a lot of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, if you're trying to change it, then but the guys that aren't doing those things are the ones getting the minutes.
Yeah.
What's that say to them? Even if you've explained to those guys, hey, big picture, we're gonna make some, be patient here, guys. We're gonna get some
I hate
guys
the
in
big
here.
picture stuff.
But here's what I would say is like, at some point, the philosophy has to change with like, okay, if Zach LaVine is not getting back on defense because he's frustrated, like Zach LaVine's going to sit for a second. We're going to put Keon Ellis in.
Yeah.
How do you truly change the culture is you there's the accountability and you hold people and get them to understand like this is what we do.
There's no double standards.
No.
There's no like there's so many pecking orders and all that shit in life and in jobs and all those things. And it is throughout the NBA as well. But here's the difference. When you are talking about a sport, you can do things differently because there are different rules to a sport than to just real life, right? And although you want to try and keep your relationships good with everyone and make sure everyone's happy with this pecking order or whatever, or wherever things are, you have to do what's right for the game, for the style or the culture you are trying to set for this organization. And I get that there's so many different things that these people have to manage within that. Like, oh, are they happy? Oh, is their agent going to call and then give me shit because they only played 16 minutes or this or that and blah, blah, blah. But like, F everyone. Like, you are not going to, at the end of the day, keep anyone happy unless you are winning. And there will still be unhappy people because if they're not playing or whatever. But if you are doing everything you can to create winning basketball, you will get closer to something than what is happening now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And I would also argue that if you play these guys more minutes, I don't think you're going to be like, oh man, we're falling apart here. Like, I mean, you just gave up 144 at home. You've given up 70 plus points in a first half, like 4 times this year. We just mentioned they had 2 quarters tonight where they gave up 40 points. Like, it's not good. I don't know what you're trying to foster there if this is what it's going to be. And now the challenge is to, these vets just have to be better. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, and again, this goes to the larger issue that fans, I see it, fans get frustrated and go, this guy's making this much money and this is the type of like compete I'm seeing. And then some of it is not just compete because, I think that's one of like the laziest things in basketball analysis, sports analysis. Like, oh, the effort just wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're already flawed.
Yeah.
Even if the effort is like, B, it's not good enough.
Yeah. And let's even put it into decision making.
Yeah.
What are you going to decide to do? Whether it's how you navigate a screen or you get back on a play, let's not even put effort on it. Let's just make it being the decision, the deciding factor of making the right play, to run back, to navigate the screen differently, to be up and not be in drop, whatever.
How many times have we just seen like no communication on screen? Like,
God.
Wrong, like not switching or both guys going to one guy, leaving someone wide open, not the play like we talked about in pregame where it was early in that OKC game. Chet and SGA are running a little pick and pop. And, Chet does a thing where he taps the guard and then like pops out.
Yep.
And Russ kind of gave SGA the angle middle, which you can't give up middle, right? And I think who was the big on Chet?
Was it a big on Chet at the time?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It wasn't. It was DeMar. I think maybe.
Okay.
Maybe it was DeMar. Either way, SGA, the paint is completely open. Schroder doesn't come up. Schroder, by the way, is playing off the man in the corner, AJ Mitchell, and then he's playing off like near the paint, but doesn't come over. He like points at Drew, who's like glued in the dunker spot, attached to Hartenstein. And I'm like, we're not playing the pointing game. We're playing get the fuck in the play and stop the ball. Like the guy, hey guys, breaking news at this hour. I have some news for you. The person with the ball, most dangerous player.
Yeah.
Person with the ball, the most dangerous player. And like that, just that level of like, oh, who's doing what? It's like, I expect those type of mistakes from like rookies.
Yeah.
Oh man, they didn't see that coverage before. But we're talking about like a pick and pop. There was no exotic scheme. It wasn't confusing. It was just like, we're just going to stick by our man, no help. And this is not an individual sport. Like, what are we doing?
They just the day before had a practice that was all about communication. Okay. Let me just say this really quick. Maxime Reynaud was there at practice. Then he went off to Stockton.
Yeah.
We call some Stockton Kings games this year. And so we're sideline calling the game.
I sounded great last time. Kidding. I was in my bed. Humbly speaking. Humbly speaking.
I was okay. And Maxime Reynaud, though, screaming his lungs out, screaming his
ice.
Yeah, his little heart out.
On
like
your left, you're alone.
So great, right? And he's just communicating defensively. And like Stockton was playing so well when they were just like all on the same page. Whatever, they ended up losing that game and playing like shit later on. But my point is, when you saw things great, he was the anchor and he was communicating. I'm not acting like I was supposed to hear someone scream certain things from where I was sitting at Golden One Center up at the NBC booth. But I can tell you for sure when Dennis Schroder is pointing, he's not talking.
It's too late. If you're pointing, it's too late. You're pointing, hey, get that guy. It's the NBA. This is
like
too late.
Optics, you're trying to show that you're making the effort, but you're not. The effort would be to, like you said, get 2 feet in the paint to get there, try and get there.
It takes effort to communicate. Like that's the other part of effort in basketball. And like anyone, you have to talk on defense. You have to talk. That's what it is. It's not, and you can have one good defender out there, but if the rest of the team is not together, you're gonna get carved up. And then it's just the issues we talk about the roster. Like I saw someone in the chat mentioning, well, DeMar's playing power forward. It's like, yeah, that's an issue. I mean, I think the real issue with DeMar at this stage of his career is like DeMar has to be on a team where he's got like 4 awesome athlete defenders around him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like rim protection,
Yes.
everything. Like that's what it is. Because if he's on a team like Sacramento right now, there's no rim protection. The rest of the defense isn't very good. It's like, this is not baseball where you have a designated hitter. You don't have to play him. Like, you don't have a designated scorer where he only plays one side of the ball, but like there's just limitations. And this is not, I'm not even hating on him. I don't even think it's an effort thing a lot of times with DeMar. It's literally like, I'm getting older. I got mileage. I'm not as athletic as I used to be. I'm just not. And these guys, he has to guard up in a position. So he's checking like McDaniels or like, I mean, that's not an easy assignment.
No. And that is when the team, it's like, know your personnel.
Yeah.
And that's knowing your personnel of your own teammates and what they lack, what they're not capable of doing, and what you might need to add. Whether that is the second line of defense, whether that is more communication, whether that is more physicality, like you have to make up for what you do lack. And that's what I feel like we saw toward the beginning of this season. First couple of games, losses, even in those losses, and especially against the Jazz in that win, was everything was on point pretty much. Like even if they had bad moments, but you just saw like the understanding, the flow, all of that. The flow, the understanding, the togetherness has just not been on point, especially the last 2 games. And it's not like we're early in the season. It's not like, oh, freak out, but it's about not being okay with this going forward.
Yeah,
right?
it's if you're trying to establish something real going forward.
Yes.
Like, I am not sitting here surprised tonight that they're 3-7.
No.
I'm honestly not, because I looked at the schedule and went, yeah, this is going to be a really tough schedule. That's even before we knew Keegan was going to be hurt, right? Like, and we didn't know Sabonis was going to miss, 4 or 5 games this year. Levine missing a game, Malik missing. Like, we didn't even know those things. I was like, yeah, this is going to be really tough in the West. This team's flawed. And, their flaws have just been exposed even more here with Keegan out, and they just don't have the depth. And so, look, Scott Perry's taken over this team, and I'm pretty confident in saying, like, he understands, like, where this team is flawed, and he's got to address that and get this team to be younger and build something sustainable. And that's kind of my message is, like, if the Kings came to Deuce Mason, basketball sick, you're a basketball sicko. You're the people have called you the basketball mind, right? Have they?
No, you called yourself that, and then you just tell people that that's what people call
Agree
you.
to disagree. You're the basketball mind dudes. What would you say? I'd say no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Don't make some like crazy trade where
No
like,
Band-Aids.
oh yeah, this is gonna help us get to the playoffs this year. No, like you need to build something sustainable, real, develop, get a culture.
And
just
that takes time.
Let it, let the people do their thing. Let it simmer. Okay,
Yeah.
this is you know what?
Cooking class again?
Let's go back to cooking.
Okay.
What I want, this is a slow cook.
Yeah. Ooh, paella.
No. We're not getting a filet mignon and going, I need this now. Put it in the microwave. Could you imagine putting a filet mignon in the microwave? For what? Well, it's a filet mignon. No, that's not a filet mignon. It tastes like, that's microwave.
Paella takes a long time.
Oh, imagine some paella.
That's
You're just
what
like,
I'm
I just
saying.
throw it. It's like, what?
No.
No.
That rice will stay hard.
Yes, we want some paella.
Yep.
Yeah,
With a
slow
little bit
cooked.
slow cooked, a little bit of everything, and it's okay. It's a small market, so maybe you have to go further and
brisket.
take longer to get.
Give me a brisket. I'm checking on it overnight. You're letting it cook.
Sure, we'll
There's
go to
no
brisket.
shortcuts.
Hey, it was
I don't
working.
want shortcuts. I want something I can get excited about. Like tonight, Morgan was talking about Nique Clifford. Nique Clifford in the first quarter impacted the game. Nique Clifford came in. I think he played 7 minutes in the first half. I should double check it before I open my mouth. I'm just gonna double check real fast because Nique Clifford came in and I felt like was impactful right away. First half, Nique Clifford ends up playing 6 minutes 58 seconds. Ding ding ding. I was right. He had 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Also had a turnover, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
He's making things happen.
That's
right?
I mean,
He had 4 rebounds. We've been asking the team to rebound well. He was getting rebounds.
and not only that, there was times like I think this was later in the game when he even got switched on Rudy Gobert, and his level of compete was like hell yes, thank you. This is what we want to see.
Yep.
Of course, Rudy Gobert scored on him, not with ease, but like he scored on him. He's Rudy Gobert. He's much bigger than him, but you just saw him body him up. Like Nique made some mistakes, but I like the mistakes he was making because I'm like, yes, experience. Yeah, no, you can't shoot that shot, but that's okay. You got blocked. That's okay that you tried it. That hook shot that he had at the
rewind, because he attacked. I think he tried to get a shot off on Naz Reid, who blocked it, got the ball back, and that's when he busted out the hook.
Yeah,
and made it.
Late shot clock. Yep.
Late shot clock, and then just getting in the paint, finding shooters in the corner. I watched Nique Clifford with the ball. I'm like, give this guy the rock. We're talking about cooking tonight. Let him cook a little bit. I want to see him, as this season goes on, handle the rock, make decisions, because I feel like every time he's out there, he finds a way to impact the game in a positive way. I'm not saying he's a star. I'm not going crazy like that, but here's what I do. I notice him out there. Yeah. I feel him out there. I'm like, wow, there's one guy out there that's actually pressuring, playing with physicality. I need to see some force from this team, and I'm not seeing it from the veterans. Minnesota did not feel them at all. Minnesota in this game shoots 53%, 39% from three, 22 of 24 from the free throw line.
And look, those veterans are needed in different ways. When you need a bucket and DeMar can get you a bucket, it's just like, it's always just so, it feels so automatic at times. They're like, yes, they needed a score. Sure. This is what you can do. LaVine, so smooth offensively, you know, not only still throwing it down with so much force, but from beyond the arc, what did he end up going? 6 of 9 from 3-point land tonight.
And that was great. He was aggressive tonight.
Yep. And I love 10 of 17 shots. Yes. Loved it. We want those things in the flow of everything else, but it can't just be it. And even Dennis Schroder, like, again, not so good of a night. 1 for 6 from the field, only ended up with 3 points, but it's not about, I think even Doug mentioned, it's like not about what he's doing on the offensive end, it's what he's doing on the defensive end. But on the defensive end, he also doesn't have that same level of compete. We were just talking about the pointing, and we've seen that the last couple of games where it's just very confusing when you're like, why aren't you picking up 94 feet when it felt like this was going to be the style? This is what this team was going to do. So yeah, like there just needs to be a different flow and a different rotation when it does come to some of these veterans, because like everything we just talked about with Nique, even if you can get Keon in there, even Drew Eubanks, if you don't have a healthy Sabonis, like you have to go in these directions where you have healthy, active bodies out there.
Shout out to the basketball sickos tonight. They're here.
Give me a hell yeah.
On a Sunday night, I'm curious, live chat with us right now, how many of you are from opposing fan bases who are here just to soak up our misery? Just to be like, dude, how are these Kings fans in Sacramento feeling? I would love to know. Also in the chat, a Tube says, Deuce and Mo, thanks for being the Kings therapist for most of us. I don't feel like you're being therapists. I think we're the ones that we're the ones venting.
Yeah, so
you are the therapist in the chat.
And there's super chats too, by the way.
Let's get to some super chats. So we got to hear from some other people besides just us, right?
Thank you.
Let's go here. Oh man,
I know. I told you.
You guys are cooking tonight. Okay, get out of here. AI stupid thing. All right, I'll start here. Shout out to Danny donating $2. No message. GDM 415 donates $5 saying 52 points and 32 rebounds from Gobert and Hartenstein the last 2 games. And here comes the Joker next. So this is the bumpy ride you mentioned a while back, huh? Yeah.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up. Ash donates $5 in the chat saying if the fans all wear a Keon Ellis jersey at the next home game, they should start him. The support is there already.
Aw.
Can you imagine? It's like, if 1,000, you make all these people buy Keon jerseys just to start him.
They sell out.
Like, all right, well, we made some money off it. Let's start him, huh?
Do you think some people tonight too, by the way, felt like, oh my God, our Keon Ellis chance got him in the game?
I'm sure.
Okay.
But I don't think that was the case. I think it was the fourth quarter and they put him in there.
Exactly.
But some of those chants, you never know how loud it's going to. Those were loud.
Dude, they were loud.
And I felt bad because, like, you were hearing it, and then you see a substitute come to the scores table, and it's Drew Eubanks, and you hear the crowd kind of like boo, or maybe they were saying Drew. I like that you went you. Instead of Drew.
What would I do? Just abbreviate his last name.
Cats in the chat said passing tried to be too clever. Yeah, I mean, the passing was just bad tonight. They were forcing a lot. And, Minnesota's got such great length, right?
Yeah.
McDaniels.
There was a time that
Gobert.
Sabonis was at the top of the key, and he had this beautiful, Zach LaVine had this beautiful, I don't think it was backdoor cut. It was just like slashed through the middle of the paint. And his defender wasn't seeing ball, and Sabonis is like, hell yeah, I'm going to get this to Zach. Gobert's like, hands are straight up, just like deflect. Like, he just needed to fake a pass to make a pass.
Yep.
Again, simple things.
In the chat, what's this name? Nah, something. It's cut off. Donates $10. We appreciate the donation. Let's see if we can click on it. It says no chance, something like that. Donates $10.
Give me a hell yeah.
His name is Nate. At what point do the Kings start to look at building to the future versus playing the vets heavy minutes? Appreciate you guys. You make a tough season better. First of all,
thanks,
thank you for
Nate.
saying that. It makes us feel better because
That's really sweet.
it's I understand one when your team's not playing well, it's easy to be disengaged, and it's nice that there are people who still want to come hang out with us, and that feels awesome because we love basketball. And of course, we talk so much about this team. We talk about NBA as well, but we're glad you guys are still supporting us. It means a lot. To answer his question, Nate's question, yeah, when is that? I mean, you're 3-7. Yeah, I mean, I do think, I mean, for me, I would have already done. I would have been just playing the starters fewer minutes, closer to 30.
That's it. It's fewer. It's a mix for me. You start now with a mix. It's not like you just don't play them.
Right, because you still want to try to maximize value.
Yes.
We're not ignorant here. Like, we know that this team is probably going to look a little bit different come trade deadline. If it's not, I can't even I honestly can't fathom. I don't even want to think about it right now. So,
good job.
but to your point, like, I mean, it's about what path they want to take. It seems like the Kings over the years have been resistant to going that direction. I mean, I think back in the day when they won 17 games, I mean, yeah, they were just terrible down the stretch, and they kind of, but that was also a product of them loose at the time, not having money, and they were just like cutting costs, like literally like, hey, can we cheap? And then, they had the worst record in the NBA that year, the best odds at the time, 25% chance to get the number 1 pick. They ended up getting number 4, draft Tyreek Evans. That was a draft Steph Curry was in. It just, Tyreek wins Rookie of the Year. Why am I going into history?
I don't know.
Right
Please
now?
stop.
But like they've just been bad sometimes too with veteran laden teams, and so they've been in that lottery where they're like picking 6, 7, 8. And there's something to be said about just play some of the young guys and hope you get lucky in the lottery and go from there. But that's where I was talking about the shortcut thing. Yeah. So anyway, Nate.
Thank you.
Jack in the chat donates $2. Flowers to Eubanks for being the block leader. LOL. Okay. Seattle Sonic donates $2. Sack fact, 3 total blocks. Drew Russ and Precious Achua.
Hey.
I like Precious.
Precious
dude.
running the floor, being a big body out there.
Double. 12 points, 10 rebounds in this game, along with 1 block, 5 of 7 shooting, playing 29 minutes.
I was excited to talk about it. Even post game, I think that was going to be just like a positive to talk about. We didn't even get to it because we weren't talking much positive, but I wanted to make sure to talk about Precious Achua and just everything that he did bring. And he also being put into the starting lineup to add some size right away, especially going up against Minnesota, just trying to match up a little better. I liked it.
One of the highlights for me was in the second quarter where Monk drives into the paint, kicks it to that corner to Precious Achua. Gobert comes out. He attacks the closeout and just goes, jams it. That was nasty. That might be a good moment. That could be your J Street Dental moment of the game. And then he had the dunk attempt later that was about to be nasty, and it missed. And I just, when he missed that dunk, I just went like this in my chair, like, of course that one doesn't go in. This is just my type
Is
of
that-
night.
is
Huh?
that-
That's how I felt. I
Deuce just thought about
loved-
himself.
Jesse donated $5 saying they smelled our breakfast. Okay. We're talking more food. I love it. OG Owens donates $5. At least we're taking keep the tank alive. I don't think they're tanking. I think that's the thing. That's honestly kind of the sad thing about that. You know.
Thank you.
Also, Kat says, okay, everybody get purple Christmas tree lights. And oh my God, I can't read it. It's just cut off. Thank you. One more from Danny, $5. To the basketball mind, where do you think the direction of the Kings is going? Ease my mind. I don't know if I'm going to ease your mind. I could tell you that I can tell you what I want and what I kind of think will happen. I think they're going to move off some of these vets and they're going to play a stretch run where they're playing a lot of Nique and the young guys, and they're not going to win a lot of games, and they're probably going to have a good draft pick.
But we do all have to remember too that it takes two teams to tango when it comes to making some trades, especially with some of these pieces in some of these contracts. So I just like to put that out there and keep that in mind. Of course, relationships.
It's funny you say that because as if we didn't know that. I mean,
no.
We've seen that.
No.
How many times over the last 4 years? Or hey, man, Monty McNair and the Kings are close. Siakam's close.
This is what's different too. What I was just trying to say though is that Scott does have relationships, so hopefully, like the relationship aspect of his role can play a big part in actually getting some things done too.
Yep. We got more of the podcast coming up. We should tell you that we're presented, as always, by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery Morgan.
Oh, my goodness. Could use a bottle right now, and super excited that we get to partner with them because they are all Kings fans. So
you know what? That would stop you for a second.
What?
Because my guy Jimmy over at Sentivo, before the season, he goes, I think they're going to be a top 4 seed in the West.
No, he say top. My dad said like top 3. Yeah, we're calling you guys out.
Jimmy was fired up about this team.
Dude, because they're Kings fans and they're hopeful. And you know what? They're great people, and they make some great wine. And you can get some of that wine at sentivovineyards.com, especially with the holidays around the corner. If you want to impress everyone at Thanksgiving, or maybe even a gift for Christmas. Or if you just want to go have fun to their tasting room, go check it out. It's in Suisun Valley, which is just in Fairfield, which is just such an amazing wine region.
We appreciate their support, and shout out to our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo, woo. Medic Ambulance has set the standard in emergency medical services for over 45 years now. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net. Should I call Medic right now for you? You okay?
I kind of need one.
I need
All right,
one.
I can't wait for this segment. We got 2. We've got to get to the moment, but first, the Butcher and Barrel Player of the Game. Chat, who would you nominate tonight for the Butcher and Barrel Player of the Game?
I already know. I don't know, but I'm going to guess.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is your guess. Well, Anthony Edwards tonight, what did he end up with? 26 points, 5 assists, 7 of 16 shooting, 5 of 11 from 3. He was 7 of 8 at the free throw line. Okay. Anybody in the chat have suggestions? No love for Zach LaVine bouncing back with 26 points. He's knocking down 6 of 9 from 3 after taking just 5 shots the other night against Oklahoma City.
I loved his bounce back performance.
Jaden McDaniels getting some love in the chat. 21 points for him in just 26 minutes. Damn. Okay. I'm going with someone different.
Oh, well, I was wondering why you read off Ant's stat. I'm like, that's it. Really?
It was Rudy Gobert.
Fine.
From the jump, dude, because he had Sabonis locked up. He did his thing offensively, attacking. 19 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks on 9 of 10 shooting.
It was impressive. And he did a good job of hunting out Sabonis, knowing that.
Sorry, guys.
What?
A lot of people don't like Rudy, but he's the Butcher and Barrel Player of the Game. And people are booing. You can boo me. Don't boo. He did his thing out there.
It's true. He did. And
he dominated the game.
He deserves to be our Butcher and Barrel player of the game. And you guys should go to Butcher and Barrel before every single home game. You can go for away games too, but home games, there's also that vibe of a whole bunch of Kings fans that gather there. They go to the bar. They have a game day deal, $38 for a Wagyu burger, a shot, and a beer. And then you head on over. You just walk across the street to the arena. It's right there. Love Kevin that runs Butcher and Barrel. He's such a great guy.
Also a Kings fan.
And yeah, and it's just fantastic food, even if you don't do the game day deal. So go check them out.
Yeah, they're the best. And it's 1 block away from Gold One Center. Great spot to go to. Talking about Minnesota for a second. Yeah. They're now 6-4. Ant missed some time, and last couple of games really getting it going, beating the crap out of Utah and Sacramento. Their bench is definitely questionable to me at this point. Obviously, I like Naz Reid. I actually really like Jalen Clark too defensively, but it doesn't seem like they have a ton of trust. Conley's getting older, no longer in the starting lineup. They've made the conference finals the last 2 years. However, to start this season, man, Randall, Ant, and McDaniels have been fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think we've all been waiting for Jaden McDaniels to take that step offensively. He's had his moments, but it's always a bit about the defense.
Yeah.
He's been consistently really, really strong offensively this year.
Going into this game, wasn't he shooting like over 45% from three-point land or something like that? I mean,
believe it.
Just super efficient, especially from three. But then you saw tonight the way that he was also attacking the basket, and it was composed. It was great. Like you said, we know what he can do defensively. And so to see his offensive game look like it's taking a little leap, good for Minnesota.
Julius Randle's been outstanding too.
Oh my God. Yes.
He's really kind of found it in Minnesota. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists tonight, but he's been awesome, averaging like 25 a game. They're starting Dante DiVincenzo at point guard. And, this is something we had talked about when they traded for him. You're like,
Yes.
yeah, that's going to be their point guard. And I'm like, yeah, but he's not a point guard to me, And that's why I wonder with this team, like, are we going to get to the point where they need someone else? Because to me, I think if Dante's coming off your bench and even Conley's like your backup point guard, sure. It feels like they need another guy out there to just be the point guard.
Like are you saying like a scoring facilitator or like facilitator
Yeah.
scoring
It
point
doesn't
guard?
have to be someone that's a scoring point guard because I think they have enough scoring.
They do. But but are you thinking more just like floor management?
Yeah, because Dante's just not a point guard to me. It doesn't mean he can't handle, but it's just these teams that play point guard by committee, it just doesn't work for me. And I think that's kind of proven over the years. And it doesn't mean this guy has to be some dominant guy, but it'll be interesting to see how they do that. They traded some assets to get Rob Dillingham, and it doesn't seem like Finch really trusts him. He's not really ready. And he's also, to me, more of a, scoring like Malik Monk type.
Yeah.
But I do like their team. I mean, I'm interested to see how they can pivot a little bit because they've got a lot of young guys that they don't really play. And it's like their bench pretty much at this point is Conley, who's old.
Yeah.
Naz Reid and Jalen Clark.
I don't think every team in the NBA needs like that pure point guard. But I think it depends on the roster. I know it depends on the roster.
If Mike Conley was like 34 right now, they'd be in good position.
How old is he?
I don't know, 38.
Is he really? I always thought he
Am I
was
making that up?
I think you are. Let's see. 36.
38 years old.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
And we all saw it coming with him.
Yeah. No, but it took
Yeah.
a fall fast.
I mean, there's
too.
a lot of mileage. The guy has had a hell of a career. It just happens so fast, but it's
Absolutely.
just like, yeah. And so I do. You just look at how those three are playing. I think McDaniel's taking a step is so significant for them in
Yeah.
the West. So.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And just like you're kind of saying though, like overall, scary team, dominant team, a big team, a team that can do a lot of damage in the Western Conference.
We got to get to the moment of the game. So pop in your moment of the game. I'd love to see if you guys come up with anything. But before we get there, I want to play a little bit of Doug Christie and what he had to say about the Kings. Him talking about, whoa. What are we playing the game here? What are we doing here? All right, sorry. Where he was like talking about, he went in a little harder too.
Damn.
I'm gonna try to find
Yeah,
it.
you find it, but going off of
what he was saying about the standard and having like a certain
yeah, and I mean he played the game with that mentality, especially on the defensive end. So he knows exactly what he wants and how to see success on that end. But like, how do you get it out of people as a coach is going to be a whole different challenge for him.
I'm going to try one more thing.
Okay.
Let's just see if this is it. If not, I'll skim through. Hey, we're live. Just relax, okay? You have a diet. You should have had this ready.
There's going to be a point where the ball gets thrown up, and then there has to be actions behind what it is that you say. So that group in there has enough. There's enough depth. There's enough talent. There's all those things. There's a spirit. I'm a spirit person. And your spirit got to be right. Your spirit must be right, individually, and then collectively. And if it's not, that's what you're going to see when you get out there on that floor. It's going to be highly evident, and that's what you got to face. I mean, basketball, there's ups and downs to it. So as low as you feel is as high as you feel. I get that. You never get too high, never get too low. But there is a level of compete, and that's what your spirit is about. Am I going to fight for my brother? Am I going to be there for my brother? Am I going to talk for my brother? Am I going to hit somebody for my brother? You know, when we played OKC the other night, you know, you win the first quarter, and then you drop the rope. But they are very consistent with their approach. They're very even if it goes bad. It's not like, oh, damn. It goes bad, it's okay. We're still going to be boxes and elbows. We're going to be down in defensive stance, and we're going to have our damn hands out. Then we're going to hit somebody and rebound the basketball before anything. And then offense is supposed to be fun. That's the gift of playing defense. So first and foremost, like, you got to stop somebody. You got to take pride in that together. This is not golf. This ain't no individual sport. This is a team sport, a collective sport. That's why I said collective spirit. So, yeah, I get the question, but there's a consistency at which you need to approach something. And we see it. You guys see it. All of a sudden, it's like, damn, there they go. They playing. But it's not for long enough. In this league, that flashes it's not it. You know, that's not good enough in our league.
Man, I want to see Doug with a group of guys, young guys that would do it.
Yeah.
Because it's just not there. And that's the challenge for him is like, okay, you say these things, but then the people who are making mistakes are the ones who are still playing. And then the guys who won't do that shit,
Yeah.
Keon Ellis,
Yeah.
even Nique Clifford to a certain extent, they're not the ones playing.
He's still also, as a head coach, learning certain things on the fly with a very interesting roster. And there is such a mutual respect between him and especially some of those veteran guys, right? Where how does he find that balance of holding on to that respect while also telling them, hey, you're not going to play 35 minutes a night. Like it's hard. It's hard to manage it all. And it's hard to do it your first year. But like, if you're saying all those things too, because like you hear it, but you see it with him, like what he wants, then you also have to do it and be about it too. And that is going to be like, people are not going to be happy. You're going to ruffle feathers at times, but like, that's also sometimes being uncomfortable is how you get better. So
Sean Cunningham over at KCRA3 talked to Dennis Schroder tonight, and I guess it was a pretty candid chat about how he's feeling about things.
Where'd you see this one kind of go wrong for you guys?
Defensively. I think defensively we just got to do a better job of being on the same page, getting some stops, playing with energy. Starts with me, of course. yeah, I think defensively we gotta, like really focus on that and be better there.
And coaches kind of called out like competitive spirit over these
Yes.
last 2 games. How disappointing is that, especially when you come off of a game where you guys addressed it at practice last day?
Yeah, I mean, really disappointing. At the end of the day, we just got to find a way as a team to come together, and especially defensively, making sure that we together as a unit and not separated. I think that's the most important. And yeah.
In your experience, I mean, as someone who's known for defense and teams you've been on good teams defensively, bad teams defensively, but like when you're looking for team defense, like what has to happen if you have a team full of guys that maybe not be known for defense? What has to happen in order for you guys to succeed at defensively?
Yeah, I think everybody covering for another. I think you want to protect the paint, of course, and let them shoot contested, jumpers. And I think our paint is too easy to, to get in there and then spread out for threes or lobs. And I think we just got to do a better job keeping the guy in front. And if he gets beat, that we got the second help coming. And then we in rotation and in scramble mode. And I think that's what's missing right now as a team. And like I said, it starts with me setting the tone and making sure that everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, finally, just for yourself, it seems like what you bring to the table, you don't seem like one of those players that if the shot's not dropping, that it prevents you from impacting other areas of the game. But right when the shot, how has it been just kind of fitting in right now and how are you playing?
I don't feel comfortable. And it's always when I don't feel comfortable, it's not effective, and I gotta find my, watch film, get better in areas where I can, be more effective. And for me, I mean, if the shot's dropping or not dropping, I mean, you can control if the ball goes in, but what you can't control is on the defensive side of the ball that you impacting it. And I always was a player. If my shot goes in, it's great. It's on top of it, but defensively and bringing my team together and making sure everybody, feeling good is what I bring to the table. And I always been like that, the 13 years of my career in the NBA. But I'm not really worried about makes and misses. I mean, stats is all good. I'm not a player like that. I always try to make my team better. It don't matter what it is, and I got to be better for this team, defensively, offensively, touching the paint, everything what comes with it. And I always look at myself first before I do anything else. So I got to be better.
Well, just so I'm clear, when you say you don't feel comfortable, what specifically do you mean?
I mean, offensively, it's just it's a lot. I got a lot of weapons on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure that we got the right plays. I can, be aggressive myself. But then we got Domas as well, who likes to be in like handoff action as well. So just making sure everybody's in the right spots. It's always easy to say, but it's really tough when you have Debo on that right side, Zach on this side, then you got Domas in the middle. So I'm still learning. But like I said, we got so much in this room to be successful, but it's not on the offensive end.
Yeah.
It's on the defensive end, and we gotta, everybody gotta look in the mirror and be better. And like I said, it starts with me defensively, bringing the pace, bringing the energy, the focus, and be better on the defensive side of the ball.
Wow, very good stuff from Dennis Schroder. Appreciate.
What did you like?
I mean, it felt, like a genuine, some of these you watch these like media hits and you're just like, okay, we just got to, defend the paint better. We got to do this. And it's just like, he's just like, I'm not comfortable right now. Like even hearing them the stuff about the offense, it's like, yeah, it's something we had talked about before where think about like 3 years ago when we were like, oh my God, Is this real? We're good. The offense, right? You had a guy in Fox who had the ability to play with, speed, break the paint, to change the pace. You had Sabonis as his hub, DHOs, and then you had shooting around and like an unselfishness. Like Kevin Huerter didn't need to score, right? He didn't need the ball to be effective. But you could set him up. He could knock down shots. Keegan, same thing. Harrison Barnes. Well, now you're in a situation where, hey, Sabonis needs the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Levine needs his touches. DeMar, he's got to cook. And Schroder, to be honest, is a scorer first kind of guard.
Yeah.
And so to adjust to this, I don't know. I appreciate the candidness and the accountability from him now. Now you got to go do it on the floor. Last 2 games for him, he's 1 for 16.
I know. Hasn't been good.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. You're just very short.
No. Oh, I wasn't done.
Okay.
You literally cut me off and said, you good.
Okay.
And I wasn't even done.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, did you want me to continue with?
Yeah, I thought you was allowing that. Now we're like the Kings offense right now.
Sorry. I mean, it was long. I mean, he talked for a long time too. And I was
That's
just like.
That's what it is. We figured it out. Morgan's tuned out. She's like, all right, let's wrap this bad boy
No,
up. I know,
I wasn't even tuned out with it. I was just like, it's hard for me. If he says it starts with me and I see him point one more time.
Yeah.
Then that 5 minutes that we just listened to was just that. And that is just kind of where I'm at with him. And that's why when you came off of it and I said, and you sounded like very like, oh, yes, I like, and I was like, what did you like about
I just liked that it wasn't the cookie cutter shit that you usually get from a post game press conference. And I was like, oh, cool. He answered the questions. He took some accountability and he talked about like kind of being vulnerable, talking about, hey, like I'm not comfortable right now. And here's why. I
didn't want to shit on your parade either because
I'm not celebrating like, oh my God, Dennis, you're the best. I'm just saying I appreciate the candidness. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. And I guess like saying the right thing, but then doing it are two different things. And so like
on the same page.
I'm just, I'm like,
sorry that I can't give you those 5 minutes back and we'll make sure to wrap it up for you.
I literally didn't care. I literally didn't care. I wasn't as like, I didn't connect with it as much.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. No. And I could tell when we came off it. That's why I immediately asked you. And I was like, oh, don't ask me. Let me ask you.
Let's get to our J Street Dental moments of the game. Good luck finding a moment in this one, huh?
No, I have 2.
You have 2? Okay.
I have 2.
Yeah.
Do you want mine?
Sure.
One of mine was the Precious Achua getting in the corner, putting the ball on the floor, dunking it.
Okay.
And then my other one was, I forget, end of whatever quarter. And Zach was pushing up the floor and he stopped, pop, super far away.
Oh, yeah. That was at the end of the first quarter, right?
Was that the end of the first?
That was the end of the first quarter.
God.
I had to put, I think those are 2 good ones. I also add, we want Keon Ellis or we want Keon Chance.
Oh.
That's a moment.
That's definitely, well, it totally is. But even you and I, when we were coming back here and we were talking about like not last night, was that 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago, the loss to OKC and then tonight's loss being like almost feeling different with tonight's loss of it just being one of those moments where you're like, okay, you're gonna remember this loss in the season and how,
well,
which way will it go?
They were both bad, but I think this being on the heels of that one, it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So those are our J Street Dental moment of the games. You guys got to go to J Street Dental if you haven't.
Enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, Sacramento River Dental. They're all run by amazing human beings, and most of them are Kings fans. So go get a cavity and talk Kings.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. Just for kicks, should we read an old moment?
No, this is Deuce's favorite bit.
Wow, this is a good one.
I needed a good one.
So we, of course, have our moment jar. This is something we brought back this year after not really doing it much last year. And it's like, yeah, we're doing this because it makes you happy. Sometimes, sometimes it can make you mad. But we're taking a trip back to December 11th, 2023.
Oh, okay.
A couple of years ago, right?
That was the good year.
23-24 wasn't bad. It ended in the play-in game against New Orleans, getting smacked around.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Kings Nets. Sacramento won 131-118.
Oh.
They had a franchise record 25 threes. Some of the notes I put on here, Harry Giles return.
Oh, yeah.
And and I put a heart because he did the heart to Kings fans. Remember?
Yes.
Coming back with the Nets.
And we're it's just so, he had to
Giles.
grind to get back there.
Dude.
What a sweetheart. What a good freaking human.
We had something that says Malik Dunk hammer jam from Keon Ellis 360 spin. And for some reason in in quotes, I put Keegan 3. What's that mean?
Oh no, I hate that. I hate that there's are you going to look it up?
131, 118 Kings Nets. I need to know what that means. Did Keon have a whole bunch of threes?
Or okay. Keegan?
Keegan is what I meant.
Yeah.
Keegan ended up with 24 points, 9 for 13, 4 of 4 from 3. I don't know what that means.
Well, shit, you can't write something on there so vague.
Yeah, but it's supposed to get your memory going.
No, it kind of makes me anxious. Like, what are we missing?
Oh man,
what if he must have probably had the coolest 3 in the world?
24 points for him in that game. De'Aaron Fox led him in scoring with 29. Okay. Keegan hit a big 3 in that game to someone in the chat. Okay.
Well, or 4 of them, but either way.
That was a good moment.
Yeah.
Kings back in action coming up on Tuesday. We will not be on that game. No Kings pre and post game live. It's a national television game on NBC. And as Morgan has been pushing this.
I've never pushed this, and this is so weird.
Okay. You didn't push it. It's called Peacock, a.k.a. Morgan calls it the Cock. Kings Nuggets on the Cock and on NBC.
So immature that you just want to say that penis. It's like playing the penis game.
No, it's shorting the Peacock. It's an easy thing.
Hey, catch it on the cock. and you say it so just so.
That's what, honestly, to be honest, a lot of people call it that. I thought it was a nickname, ESPN. ESPN ESPN.
Just like it.
Yeah,
No.
It's on NBC and Peacock. The first ever How about the Kings getting some? Dun, dun. I was trying to do the song, the lead up with the laser.
Oh,
with the Peacock.
Yeah.
This is the NBA on NBC. It's the Sacramento Kings taking on the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Crawford going to be on that game?
I believe.
I don't know who else is going to be here for that.
Grant Liffman?
Grant Liffman is going to be looking sidelines for that game. And then maybe Terry Gannon doing play-by-play. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that game's going to be on NBC. Yeah, it's cool that the Kings are going to be on NBC. Just like the last time the Kings were on NBC.
When was it?
Man.
When do you know?
I don't want to say it. Yeah.
Wait, you really? How come you know?
Because it was the last year of NBC.
So what was it? What was it?
Game 7, 2002 Kings Lakers.
No, that was the last
What's
time.
so fascinating about that, after that game, they interviewed both Kobe Bryant and Mike Bibby together after a Game 7 on the court. Could you imagine? Could you fathom that in 2025?
And especially 2 really competitive people. No, I would never. I would decline the interview if I lost.
The other part of that game that the chat just reminded me of, thank you, Jess. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off. 8 p.m. tip-off.
Bullshit.
8 p.m. Pacific time for Kings and Nuggets.
So what time we starting our pod? 11?
Probably 11:30 or so.
You really think it will be
Well,
like
for a 7 o'clock, we start usually like 10:30. So yeah, 11:30 pod. Kings Nuggets. Yeah, and guess what? Got some breaking news. It's the front end of a back-to-back. The Kings play the Hawks the next night in Sacramento. Anyway, we just saw Denver recently. We know how good they are. They've won 4 in a row. They're 7-2, playing great basketball. I liked how the Kings played at times in that matchup in Denver. Russ had a big game there. They competed. They had some chances in that game. They just didn't do enough late. Defensively, there were obviously some mistakes late. It's going to be interesting to see, like, after what we heard tonight and like what's transpired the last couple of games, what type of Kings team will we see? And hopefully it's just better, because like there is another level of like embarrassment that comes if you get like blasted on NBC. On national TV.
You think that will be like?
I mean, as a fan, I get embarrassed by that. It's just like, dude, it just sucks, because then everybody's clowning you. You know, it'd be way more fun if it's like, oh my God, can you believe they knocked off Denver? Like, how fun would that be?
Oh, well, let me think. Way more fun.
But it'd just be fun, even like online, you know?
And it would be fun. And honestly, that's fun to see for any team when you see the underdog win or whatever, especially on national TV. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm not excited for an 8 p.m. start, but
I am excited for what we call just an fully off day tomorrow.
Unless there's Kings practice. We haven't seen an email yet.
Hopefully not.
Oh my God, I hope not. Let's see.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I'm going to be building my Home Alone Lego house.
I am going to, oh my God, I'm going to rot. I'm going to watch
Let's go.
Real Housewives. Maybe run an errand. Maybe not.
Give me a hell yeah.
Maybe not.
You also know it's 10 games in. The Kings are struggling when me and Morgan have a couple of minor tiffs tonight. Huh?
I didn't have any tiffs. What are you talking about?
Just a couple of minor ones.
Wait, were you actually mad ever at me?
You got a little mad at me when you screamed.
Wait, you just put this back on me.
See, now you're doing it again. No. Let me finish. I'm going in chronological order.
By all means.
The first one, when you screamed and my ear started bleeding, and you're like, you didn't like that.
No,
and
you didn't like it. But go on.
You didn't like how I reacted and made it a thing. And then just moments ago, coming off the Schroder thing.
Yeah.
And you were irritated about it going 5 minutes.
So again, you're just putting everything on me. And really, this is all you and your tips of what you don't like about me. Do you hear yourself right now? Oh, Therapist, do you hear
72 games to go. I will not be back until on Kings pre and post game until Friday, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the Hawks game. It's you and Draper.
Yeah.
I'm getting the Keon treatment.
The Keon treatment. Dude. You're so stupid.
Oh, man. Appreciate all the super chats tonight. And I noticed there were a couple people, too, that mentioned, like, hey, thanks so much for pictures. Anyone that we met tonight at the game, thank you so much for saying hi. You guys are literally the best. We had a few more super chats tonight. Thank you to Chatty House After Party.
Oh, thanks,
guys.
Re-donating.
What's up, P-Bear69? Donate $2. Does Dennis have dirt on Doug or something? Okay. And Danny says, so sad. Deuce and Mo is my therapy and safe space. Don't be sad.
No,
remember, it is basketball at the end of the day. That's why we try to laugh on every single podcast we do.
Ha ha ha
ha. Hey, we love you guys so much. But we got to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your evening, basketball sickos. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.